It seems counterintuitive in here, but the boat's moving at 10 meters a minute. So in a minute, you'll be behind the transom. If you want, you can slowly bring the head around to the inverse of the boat. Some people turn and drive here, but once you're past the transom, then you can start lateraling over. I might have lateraled over a bit. The danger is if you turn too much, you'll turn into your tether. But patience. Yeah, you can full lateral left there. The difference here is Hercules.
Control deck, we have Hercules floating past the transom.
Copy.
The difference here is Hercules free flying, where on recovery it's not. It's getting drugged, right? So you got way more control. Some people will turn, but you're going to be in the sun here, so it's safer just to wait for it. Maybe a squirt ahead if you want.
Hey,
just
Dan.
to stay out in the camera view.
Deck control.
Go ahead for deck.
Just letting you know we have a glare, so if you can do vehicle call-outs, that'd be great, thanks.
Copies.
You're doing just perfect, Danny. Absolutely perfect. That gives the guys on the back deck plenty of time to manage the tether. Especially if they're new. You know, if we got kids on here that are
Control deck, we have tether all the way out.
Now you can give her some
Copy.
head, and you see your tether pickup there in your wire cam.
Control deck, Hercules is astern and lining up center line right now.
Now you can
Copy that.
You can pin it now. Full ahead. Hit stick lock if you want. You're pulling. You're keeping Atalanta pulled. So you want to be full ahead the whole time now. Is that third tag line?
Hey Dan, it looks like I don't have the starboard buck camera.
Control
on
deck,
yet.
Hercules still center line, a little to starboard.
Copy.
It doesn't come on automatically. I usually switch it. I did not.
There we go. Thank you. I can record
Thank you
here.
for letting me know.
And then the one at your leisure, the upper lower.
Oh, yeah. Those will take a minute to boot up. Here they come. About 45 seconds, you'll get the NDI stream.
Okay, you ready for mezzos to start?
Control deck, Atalanta is away.
Hercules is dive, dive, dive.
Hercules is dive, dive, dive.
Sweet. Thank
Do
you.
we, are both mezzos are on?
I don't know yet. Let me check.
No worries.
I think I did.
Control deck, do you want speed at 1010?
Roger.
Yeah, roger that, 10.
Remember, you're going down at 10 meters a minute this time, Danny. They're doing a. I gotta play. I'll do it. I'll do the camera. Yeah. Where was I? Sensors. No. Science. ONC CTD is on.
Great. It looks like there's a vignette still there. Can we get rid of that?
Yeah. You zoom in just a bit for a member.
Oh, it's for me. Okay, so I can hear. What was the request?
Just past that little lower right. It looks like a light vignette on the main Herc. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then do you want focus kind of middle-ish?
Sorry? Yeah,
Okay.
the
I
focus,
think
yeah.
both the mezzos
There
are
you
on
go.
now, already.
Oh, let me get out
Roger,
of the
we'll run.
auto. There we go. I will do. Right now I'm at 11. 11.9, but I will likely need to go up for the iris. So do you want to start out brighter?
Well, let's check when we lose the natural light a little bit.
Okay.
We have been turning the down lights off for
Okay.
these transects. Yeah, let's check when we get them darker.
Okay.
So let us know when we're descending already, I guess.
Yeah, we are.
So,
We're diving this thing.
Steph, you already logged the start of the transect?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I'm not sure when you guys started. We're not even to 50 meters yet, so
Yeah.
technically nothing happens till we're at 50 meters, so you guys are jumping the gun a bit there. But we'll cut you a little slack from it. There's a lot of stuff we have to get right before 50 meters. If we don't, we can wind up aborting the dive. You gotta come a little faster, Danny. Let's catch up to it.
I checked the tether wraps. They were 0 when we launched.
Oh, thank you. I will zero them again because they need to be zeroed now.
We're slightly, I think Atalanta's heading slightly off for the 0.
Yeah. Pull on it, Danny. Fly ahead. You should be, you should be full ahead all the way to 50 meters. Because you're you don't know where you are, right? We don't have nav yet. And, well, it did come around, so that's I don't have auto heading on Atlanta, so I'm relying on you to
Oh, lots of jellies here.
keep pulling on it.
Did we turn off Atlanta?
I don't know what I did.
Because I have nothing.
Let's see that. I just... I do not have Atlanta. That was weird.
There we go.
Yeah, that's a bit much for the first 50 meters. We missed a few things there. Well, we didn't miss anything tragic, but is that range 10 meters for any there? I can't read it.
For Hercules, 10
Oh,
meters.
This guy?
Oh, sorry.
That one? Right
2.5, 5, 7.5, yeah, 10.5, yep.
At the bottom left?
Yep, 10.5.
So where we've been running that thing, I think.
I'm not sure. I haven't adjusted for
so.
this yet. This one yet.
Okay, everybody happy?
Yep, approaching 5-0.
You technically start your transect at the surface, do you, Fabio?
Sorry, go ahead then.
Do you technically start your transit at the surface?
Well, yeah, I mean, Trevor,
Control deck, all stop at 50. Remote has been sent over.
I think that's...
Roger,
Copy
we
that.
have control, paying out.
We
10
have
meters a
control.
minute.
We can start logging animals as we start seeing them, but yeah.
Roger.
This is,
Maybe in the future we can hold Atalanta on the deck for a minute. Get everything turned on, make sure it's talking.
Pilots, are you okay with ship holding position?
Roger.
Bridge, nav.
Okay, Danny, in this case...
We can hold position. Thank you.
As an Atalanta, sitting in the Atalanta chair, I really like these 10 meter a minute transects because I don't have to chase you with a winch, you have to chase the winch.
Yeah.
Roger. I'll set it for a little under, so you're below us. You can, now that we have the whole mess in the water going, you can probably click on your auto head. I see you already have, and then back your forwards off to 20% maybe for the first little while. And when you see them crooked like that, I double tap your auto head. What happens, you're drifting to the south in the current there, and just trying to maintain a heading while it's dragging you around on your tether.
Back row, just checking that we don't have anything tall in the water column here for when we approach the bottom.
No, it shouldn't.
Great, thank you.
What are all these, we went through this heavy marine snow the other day, Fabio. What are we looking at?
He's off comms, Dan.
Oh,
He's going to go get a camera set up for the next dive.
You guys okay to switch to dive salvo?
Roger. How about dive special? Unless
Dive
you want
special?
unless you want dive salvo on the way down.
Oh, it's up to you. Whatever you like.
Lynette prefers it because she's used to watching the two cameras back to back up there.
Oh yeah.
And I don't mind it because we can see the gauges on the big screen here.
Yeah.
You got 2 hours there, Buckwheat. He's good. Huh? Yeah, I did. He's been doing a pit stop on deck. Needs to slow down a minute. You should see him moving out there. Allison didn't believe me. We had the vehicle ready in an hour. So you haven't seen Henshaw move.
I think you surprised all of us, Dan.
It's this gentleman sitting right here next to me. Well, yeah, Danny and Jake, they get after it.
I guess they did.
It's no social hour. It's a pit stop. Danny grew up working in the pits, as a matter of fact.
I didn't know that. You have to tell some stories.
Jenny, are you on the spiel?
You know, it helps if I am. I'm over here talking to myself all day.
Just checking.
Is that what is that? Is that tell me that's a siphonophore, and what is that in Atlanta's aft cam there? Whatever it is, I don't like it.
Where are you seeing it? I don't see it in
Atlanta's aft cam.
Yeah, I don't see it in anything in Atlanta's aft cam. Am I crazy?
I don't see anything either.
I must be crazy. It looks like a line. Or is it the tether?
This here? I think that's the tether, yeah?
Yeah.
Atlanta's aft cam.
That's, oh, you're right, because I now have this switched in my head.
Yeah.
I think that's the tether going up.
It is. Okay.
I need
Sorry.
more ahead.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, now I'm used to the other one already, so.
Well, the way I think of it, Rennie, is when we're looking at this, with this layout,
Yeah.
Atlanta's there and Herc's there. When it's here, I have Atlanta and Herc and everything, so my entire focus
Yeah.
is that monitor 3.
It makes sense. I get it. I think I just have to get used to switching back and forth.
Okay, Dan. I think I've got it stabilized. Well, now it's slowing down.
Well, like any transect, it can't be. We don't have cruise control. We just have an effective 2x4 nailed to the gas pedal.
It's pretty much what I'm doing here.
Depending on where you nail it. long as you stay below Atalanta and stretched out there. I like it because I glance at that sonar too and get that 40-meter dot in Atalanta. That makes me happy. Look at that res at 100%. Put that extra teaspoon in. We calibrated it so it actually goes to like, I think 110.
Hey, Rennie,
Yes.
that beacon that's going to go on the wire is 3009.
3009, Roger. Okay, I'll get that set up. Thank you.
So is the ship on location for where we're putting the wire?
I can show you, yeah, I guess here on RovNav. I think we're going to take an instrument and set it up in a landing location and then wire down to put it on the wire, if I'm not mistaken, right? From my very brief view of the dive plan.
Well, I know we're lower. No, we're going down to hook up an instrument.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we want to have the winch over that, so we have minimal vessel moves once the wire's in the water.
yeah, definitely. I think we'll just acquire it as best we can, so I'll move a little bit closer. Just give me a second.
Yeah. Well, what's the depth here?
2,400 meters, 2350.
2357.
2357. You got that plugged into yours, Danny?
2357.
And it's pretty sedimenty, so any kind of close contact with the bottom stirs up a cloud for sure.
Roger.
Yeah, we'll have to confirm the location first, and then figure out where we're lowering the wire and all that.
Well, they know where it is. We're picking one up.
Yeah, I just mean the subsea nav. We haven't been to this site on this cruise yet, so it's going to be a little bit different.
Yeah, but it'll be within 20 meters or so, right?
Yeah. All right, I'm moving the ship.
Well, you can wait if you want till we're
I don't mind.
500 meters or so.
I'm okay. We'll move 60 meters, 135, and then that should give us everything we need.
Yeah.
Bridge nav.
They're going to be keen to put that wire in, so a 20-meter move's better than a 60-meter move. You know how it swings.
Stand by. Sorry, what was that last thing you said, Dan?
Oh, a small move's better than a big move because you know how the wires swing, right? I'm trying to avoid swinging.
I wouldn't want to put the wire in while we're moving. I just was going to hone it in once we were there, but we'll get a bit closer and then we'll hone it in and then we'll eliminate that.
Right. Just to minimize
Bridge
ship
now.
moves with 2 wires in the water. If we can.
Okay, step 60 meters, bearing 135. Thank you. Yeah, figured we got at least 2 hours to to get that. All right, now let me do my beacon setup.
We'll definitely want to ping it as soon as it goes in the water on the wire. This is, knock on wood, this has been our good luck charm beacon.
Oh, yeah.
3009. This was the one that was last on the mooring. So it should be set up. Let's see.
Jeb plugged it in and it's 100% battery. And says the right sayings, says the right settings.
Okay. Let's see, 2-way.
Have we been able to like cycle through or recycle the functional beacons, since we've had some issues with others?
We've, the ones that have given us problems, we've put in timeout. We tested one of them on a rope and it worked, and then we put it on a CTD cast and it worked. So that one is confusing. But for critical operations, we're still a little bit shy to give it a go.
But there's enough kind of coming up and going back down that we can...
Yeah, we typically don't leave them down.
Right.
So they're very much temporary placements.
Ooh.
So they're up and down like yo-yos for sure. So we've been tracking them and scratching our heads and
Yeah, so strange. I mean,
yeah, quarantining what we need to quarantine.
3 in a row that didn't ping, right?
Yeah, pretty unusual.
Strange behavior.
And I guess just to kind of talk through what we're doing, this is a pretty quick dive, right?
Well, knock on wood, it should be. We really just have, other than the vertical transect, we really just have one objective, and that is to pick up an autonomous instrument that was deployed September last year. So we'll pick that up on the Hobalt winch. So we'll have 2 wires in the water, and we'll bring it back up to surface, and that's it.
Gotcha. So I haven't actually seen the second cable down. So we go down first, then lower cable once we're in place.
Yeah, lower the winch wire once the ROV's down.
Gotcha.
And we'll have a beacon on that wire, so we'll be monitoring it as it comes down.
Got it. Yeah.
Which is why we really want to double check that the beacon works once the wire goes in the water. And since we're putting the wire in without anything really attached to it, other than some weights, it's pretty easy to bring it back up and swap it out if we need to.
Yeah. And this must be because what we're bringing back is large enough it's not going on the porch of a ROV.
No, what we're bringing up is 730 pounds in water and 1,260 pounds in air.
That'll do it, yeah.
I mean, it's a good size porch on Herc, but...
Is that are we just hooking into the instrument itself, or do we have to put it in like the tool basket or something?
No, it's just the platform itself. So the instrument is already on a set platforms. We hook into the platform and bring the whole platform up.
Nice.
It's an autonomous one, so there's not even any like cable work.
Oh, that's interesting because it's right near cable stuff.
Yeah, it was kind of a backup.
Okay.
To cabled stuff that was having issues.
Does that pink ROV hook go into this style platform bail at the top? Or do they do it something else?
Because it should. I'm not 100% sure that they're rigging up the pink hook or if they've got something else.
Okay.
Are you looking at the picture?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the picture, yeah. I know that style on the top, and I can't remember if we've hooked the pink hook in there, or what else we've done?
Yeah, I'm looking at the dive footage from when it was deployed,
Mm-hmm.
but I haven't found the actual deployment, although it was probably deployed. I think it was deployed on an acoustic release, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That ship move is just about complete.
You like our cup holder? I get in trouble for... Yeah, it fits a Nautilus cup perfectly.
Are you guys up front sporting the new Nautilus mugs, or you got the classics?
We have the nice new ones. I really like them.
I've got a classic still.
Yeah.
What are the classics?
I figured at least a couple
This
of you guys.
ugly mug.
Yeah, it's horrible.
It's very functional and practical, but not very pretty.
It's like a metal stein, right?
It is more of a stein.
It's,
Is
just-
that when it used to not be a dry ship?
it's very wide, so it's never going to fall over or anything.
I can't believe you still have it. I think I lost mine like a week after getting back.
This is my original one from
No.
12 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
I sacrificed my original one at Shakedown to make the slurp. I needed a double slurp.
It must be well seasoned.
We're
Right.
I only my secret is only putting water in it. Yeah, I saw someone brought. I think I was on. Ruben put one on, and we crushed it. That's that one that's like it's down in the shop, or it used to be down in the shop, and it's got the like you can see the ribbing in it because it just.
Oh, it went on the vehicle.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, neat.
Then it came back up, and then everybody's looking at each other because laughing at first. Then it was like, actually, I think maybe we got away with something on that one.
Yeah. Very good. I'm gonna hot up the craft there, didn't
Yeah, that was one of the things that I took home
Yeah.
excited after my first expedition, when I was like, "You are hoarding. You need to get rid of this. This is not a nice mug."
It's practical if you're on a ship all the time. Otherwise,
Are you ready for craft power?
not a looker.
Do I not have it?
It takes up half your shelf.
Yeah,
no
yeah,
problems.
exactly.
Nope. It wouldn't work too well.
When was your first expedition,
Yeah.
Brendan?
You can, I have to have the valve on too.
2019, I think. I think Rennie was there for my first one.
Yeah.
That was from Samoa back to Honolulu.
Yep, was on that one.
Was it a mapping leg?
No,
Oh.
no, we dove.
Oh,
yeah.
did you dive?
I think we dove like 8 times over 26 days. So
Yeah,
it
it
was
was-
more of a transit cruise.
There was
thing.
significant mapping happening, but
Yeah.
it was meant to be a ROV cruise to dive in
Okay,
remote locations.
Okay, ready.
finger on the button.
Yep.
Here we go. Hot, hot, hot.
We're good.
That seems to be behaving.
We had the same 4-hour watches, but you just kind of never really got in the schedule because you dove, you know, once a week.
Because it was so sporadic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave it.
Were they
hot.
long dives or were they?
Yeah, they were long. They were
Longs.
all over a day. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And it was more exploring and
Yeah.
like,
Deep sea
what's
critters. Yeah,
what's down here?
A lot
Sponges,
of like
corals, and rocks?
Yeah, a lot of coral ID and
Okay, cool.
population density, stuff like that.
Nice.
That was my first foray. It was pretty amazing. It was
Did you fly into Hawaii and go over, or did you fly in?
the other way around. Yeah,
Okay.
flew into New Zealand to American Samoa, and then sailed from there. It's my first equator crossing. Was that trip too?
Yeah,
that was
I'm
pretty
looking
wild.
Oh,
forward
wow.
to doing that in
Big
a couple
trip.
weeks.
Yeah.
Did
They
you get a
threw me in.
certificate?
Yep, got a little
Yeah.
certificate.
Good.
Yeah.
A certificate for what? Equator crossing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
What?
yeah.
You get those?
Oh, yeah.
What? I never got
Well,
one.
you have to go through a
Yeah.
process to get it.
Yeah. They don't just hand it to you.
It doesn't count if it's on an airplane.
Okay, I see.
Has
Yeah.
to be on a ship.
You have to be in the know. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'll say friendships were both challenged and made that day. I'll say that.
Forged by fire.
What's that one called? They're all called something, right?
Shellback. And
Shellback.
yeah,
Okay.
that's right.
Yeah.
golden shellback. You got to go through 00 and 0180 to, and then you can go north-south and south-north.
What are the different symbols for each of those? Do you know?
I forget. I would have to Google it. Or look at the pile of them I have at home.
A little low-key brag. My single one is framed in my office.
Oh, great.
Nice. My first one was too, mate. First one was epic. I was on a French science vessel, La Atalanta. And the French take it serious. It's like a 3-day event.
Oh, wow.
One of those you spend locked in a 20-foot container
Oh my gosh.
with nothing to drink, and then you have as much to drink as you can possibly take and more. Last thing I remember was being held upside down by 2 big Frenchmen and getting dipped in a vat of rotten fish.
Oh,
Wasn't allowed to come out till I had the apple between my teeth.
Oh no.
What was this?
An equator crossing on a French science vessel.
Sounds like some easy llama stuff.
Yeah, don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
I think the French still do. They take it serious. But aperitif every day on that boat. Or no, sorry, once a week. They basically have a bonfire on the bow and have a full bar for an hour or 2 before dinner until it's gone. I think I needed a liver transplant after that trip.
Playing it fast and loose out there, setting things on fire.
It was a great boat.
Slightly different tone for the Nautilus. Still a fun little adventure.
Avid fishermen too. They were all avid fishermen. I had dual trolling lines out the entire time, and your instructions, your whole safety instruction on the deck was, if one of the lines starts ringing, there's a little phone right by it. You have to call the bridge and tell them to slow down so you can bring the fish in.
What was the work?
We were diving on the mid-Atlantic ridge.
Oh, cool.
Black smokers out there putting OBSs down and picking up at some.
Is it a ephemer?
Yeah, it's ephemeris boat, but it was a Geomar vehicle. Keel 6000.
The mid-Atlantic smokers are different, right? Forgive me, I don't know much about the stuff, but like, aren't they from like the heat given off from the metamorphose of the rocks? It's not like volcanic. Or am I thinking of something else?
I don't know. I mean, one of my biggest memories from that trip was being down at, 5,000 and change, close to the rated depth of keel, and the geologists were just absolutely amazed. We had some HD cameras on there, and what they were seeing changed their whole theory of the geology and whatever with the rocks. It looked like a rock to me. They were pretty excited. And, we spent a lot of time looking at rocks.
Yeah, I'm
Geology, more like. But yeah, what they saw and the samples they got, they had to come up with some new theories. What's happening there?
Do you know, Megan, isn't there like, there are vents that are like the ones we're seeing here, but there are other vents that are cooler from like, it's like serpentinization, right? Of like, it's just an exothermic.
Yeah, well, sorry, Megan. The vents there weren't big, tall structures like these.
Oh, okay.
They were more, I remember, this has been a while back now. They were more caldera-like, and they were small, like small groups, but they were hot. I remember cooking we had a probe similar to the one we cooked the other night. It was rated to 400C, and we cooked it.
Where was that, Dan?
Somewhere in the mid-Atlantic ridge.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that checks that it would be hot.
Well, it's the same thing now, greedy scientists. Put it in a little further, put it in a little further. Great readings, great readings. Okay, so that's it. Last reading. But we basically were standing the ROV on it and, shoved it in the ground, probably half a meter.
You must have been quite close to the ridge, to the action, for it to be that hot. That not very deep.
Yeah, I can't even remember I can't remember a lot of details from that trip.
Wait, is that the one where you crossed the equator?
Yeah, same one, yeah.
Makes sense.
Okay, it's all making sense now.
They would have our reward for a successful dive. When the ROV hit the deck, there was like a cooler of beer sitting right under the A-frame.
What's the name of that ship again? Yeah.
La Atalanta. Or El Atalanta. Ephemer vessel. Beautiful, beautiful vessel.
How was the food?
Awesome.
Except for the raw fish.
There was fresh baguettes every day, like a whole thing of them, and then next to the fresh baguettes there was a keg of wine on tap. Well, then you had wine with your lunch. And the food was, just out of sight. I probably gained,
This is the French vessel?
Yeah.
Yeah, that tracks.
French chef.
Are the French the best to sail with? Or like, I don't know if this is a spicy topic or something, but like, just wondering if there's like, I don't know, someone who does it really well. I don't know if a lot of wine on ship is a great idea.
It's the best idea.
Yeah.
This was, I'm dating myself now, decades ago, so things have probably changed.
Fair.
Yeah, it used to be pretty common on research ships to have some kind of alcoholic beverage. Typically not buckets of it.
around a fire.
Oh, I missed that part.
Yeah, they had this big, it was a 55-gallon drum cut in half with a big piece of steel on it. And they pile full of pallets and wood and use a blowtorch to set it on fire.
Jeez.
Same thing on the sauna, too. Big barbecues on the deck.
Wow. Different times.
Was it also 24 hours? Like, I feel like that's one of the reasons it's probably good that the ship is dry, right? Like, we don't need people like, oh, I'm off shift at 8 a.m. getting wine drunk, right?
Well, so most of those shenanigans were during the transit. So we left Receiva, France, and spent, I don't know, well over a week, close to 2 weeks transiting. I think we did maybe like half a dozen dives, and then went the rest of the way to Brazil, somewhere in Brazil, I forget, and then
Wow.
spent 4 days in Brazil and turned around and came back and did the same thing on the way back. So it's a long transit for.
Yeah.
We got to get you the equator crossing.
Me?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know when.
It's
A friend of mine was looking into it because she's going to New Zealand. She was saying it's like cheaper to take like a 30-day cruise from like, I don't know if it's Victoria or Vancouver or something like that to Auckland than it is to fly.
wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that would be awesome.
Probably a cool experience, I guess. Get your equator certificate.
That's surprising.
Sorry?
That's surprising. Sometimes you can get cheap flights to Auckland.
Yeah, I don't know how much they cost nowadays, but
It is a long flight, though. I mean,
yeah, I've done it before a few times.
What do you do in Auckland? A holiday, or you have?
After I got my bachelor's degree, I went to New Zealand for a year to do a working holiday visa.
Oh,
wow.
sweet.
Yeah, it was awesome. I love New Zealand.
Nice. Were you on the North Island or South or both?
I lived on the north, but I traveled to the south and checked it out a bit. But yeah, most of my time was on the north.
Nice. I was just there.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Ah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, you spent a fair bit of time down there, didn't you, Randy?
Yeah, I went for a month this time, and then a couple years ago I was there for probably about the same, and I think I'm going to stop back in this summer, and after a cruise en route to somewhere like Indonesia or something, I think I'll go to Wellington again or something.
Is that where you usually go, Rennie?
I did a South Island motorcycle tour for this month that I was there. I did like 2 or 3 weeks of that, and then I was up in the North Island, did some scuba and visited some friends up there.
Nice.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I would love to do the South Island motorcycle.
That's incredible, honestly. Like, I was with Ken Block, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he and I were going around, and it was, I mean, the infrastructure is so made for it. You can have if you want a campsite or if you want a hotel or anything in between. And
You can
all
also
the little
sleep
towns.
on the side of the road if you want
Yeah,
to.
and like the little towns, and every inch of scenery is just like the most beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's
Is it
hard
like,
to keep your eyes on the road.
Yeah.
Is it facilitated, or do you just like rent a bike and kind of go off?
Just,
on
I mean,
some
that
trips?
in a place like that, it's just, you just rent a bike and go, or a car or a van, whatever you make the trip, whatever you want it to be. It's not like if you were to go to some remote location, that'd be a bit more planning involved, but it's pretty easy. You know, wake up, grab a croissant, drive a bit, go stop in the next town for lunch, and
that's cool.
or if you want, you could just be camping the whole time. We did about 50-50. We would camp or we would stay in like just like holiday parks or whatever.
Did you go all the way down to the bottom?
We did the loop. I got to Milford Sound, and then we cut through the Catlins, but I didn't get down to the southern bit because of weather.
Ah.
But did like the whole north, the whole thing except for the very southern tip.
Nice. Yeah, I never made it down to the very bottom either.
Yeah.
I heard Stewart Island is pretty cool, very wild.
Yeah, I missed out on that. I went
apparently
to
you can see kiwis there.
the North Island, and I did make it up to Cape Rango when I was up there.
Oh, nice. I went there too. Beautiful.
Yeah, there's like a nice beach town. I'll have to look at the name of it. And there's this like surfer hostel. It was like, and the building was from the 1850s. It was like
Wow.
incredible. It was perfect.
I think we're doing a little like travel
Oh yeah.
PSA for New Zealand.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone needs to be convinced to go to New
No,
Zealand.
you should
Now
just go.
sponsored by.
Yeah. If you haven't been convinced by Lord of the Rings, then
But
Yeah,
a year is
yeah.
like such a cool thing because like you're not a tourist anymore, right? Like you actually live there. You've got to know the ins and outs, right?
yeah, it was really cool. I was living with a Kiwi, so I really got the local experience and learned how to surf. I don't know, just
Nice.
got some jobs, odd jobs there. And
Where were
traveled
you on the
around.
North Island? Like, where did you live? Auckland or?
I was in Raglan for the first few months. I don't know if you
Nice.
know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little tiny little surf town on the west coast of the North Island, like in the middle. And then I was in Auckland the rest of the time.
Did you like the Coromandel Peninsula up there? Did you go?
Yeah, I
That's
went
like-
there a few
oh,
times.
it's
Oh,
so
it's
beautiful.
gorgeous.
And then Rotorua
Yeah.
is like some of the best. It was like Rotorua is incredible because there's some of the best mountain biking you can imagine, and then there you go in town and there's geothermal hot springs. So you like and you go really hard during the day, and then at the end you
Soak
just
at
like
night.
soak.
I went mountain biking for the first time in my life in Rotorua, and it was terrifying.
Yeah, but it's so fun. Yeah, that's part of it. And all the trail names are named stuff that like egg you on to keep going. You're like, all right, I'm turning back after this one, and you get to the end of the trail, and it's like, be ashamed not to. Like that's the name of the trail, and you're like, all right. And then the next one's like,
That's a very New Zealand thing.
yeah.
to do.
It's like, come on, you
Go
can
on.
do it. Yeah. And then you're like, all right, I guess I will, and you end up way farther away than you want it to be.
Yeah. Great place. You ever been, Brent? Or have you ever spent much time there when you've gone down?
Yeah, I used to work in a project that had me in Australia pretty often.
Oh, nice.
So I got to explore that, but I only made it up to New Zealand once, and not for nearly long enough. Like 4 or
Never
5
is.
days. Yeah, like that's it. So
Where
yeah,
were you in Australia?
the partnership was with the University of Queensland.
Cool.
So I did, I got to kind of play around in the major cities and explore a little bit. But it was work, so it was kind of in and out.
Yeah. It's lovely down there too.
Yeah. But yeah, just not enough. I need to make my return trip for sure.
Yeah.
I've only been to Auckland. I've gone once or twice. Business both times. We mobilized Ropos there once
Oh yeah.
on the Sona.
What'd you think of it, Dan?
I didn't get to see much. A Ropos mob is 4 days of brutality and sweat and
Yeah.
blood and tears. And it's a lot like work after they tear the system down to ship it so far.
I got to say, motorcycle tour has me thinking though, because that's
do
a
it.
thing,
Yeah, that is, I'm
right?
gonna need those deets.
Yeah,
So fun.
two of the Ropos guys went like 2 weeks early and did that motorcycle tour, and they had all these beautiful pictures and really cool stories.
Incredible roads, like truly. I mean, it made me a better rider. Just how windy and steep they were, and yeah, just really. What is that on the starboard porch? What kind of weird creature is that? A squid?
Looks like a squid
That is strange.
What do we see?
on the starboard bio box.
Starboard bio box, some weird thing just kind of like floated in, but it's not really moving.
Open the box, see if you can catch him.
Yeah, what is that?
A 10 meter a minute transect sample.
What the heck just happened?
What did happen?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I've only been riding for a couple years, and
Thermocline.
as much as I enjoy it, like American highways and California traffic and that kind of thing is like just like a no-no for me.
Yeah, you
So-
gotta just get out
Sounds
Yeah.
terrifying.
further east, further east from the coast, and go like in the desert and stuff.
I'm not trying to be on like a nice road trip where semis are just blasting past me at 85 constantly, or
Sounds
Getting
relaxing.
boxed in.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
What
yeah.
a vacay.
Fighting for your life.
Exactly.
That's what's so fun about those New Zealand roads is like they're really curvy but you're still going pretty fast. So they're just like you're smiling the whole time. It's so
Yeah.
fun.
Some more
Yeah.
down on.
I mean, they're fun just in a car.
Yeah.
I
What
don't
you
ride a
can do
motorcycle,
is,
but I really enjoyed driving there
You can click in your,
for the most part. It's weird getting used to driving on the other side of the road.
Especially on windy, narrow roads.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Like, oh, hello, Cliff.
I bought a car when I was there, and it was stick shift, and I'd never driven stick before. So
Oh, wow.
Good for you though. That's
it was
that's
an
a,
experience.
that's a dying
Turn your,
heart. You know.
turn your Z bias off, Danny. Zero the Z bias.
I've heard
Now,
it's now a great
Give it 100% down and a
theft
good amount
prevention
forward.
device.
And click
Right.
Stick shift.
Yeah.
I never
more
thought about it
forward,
that
more
way.
forward.
Maybe
More,
not in
more,
New Zealand.
more.
I think a
Now
lot of
click
people
stick
drive
left.
Yeah.
drive stick there, but here I think
I took my
Just
car
click it in,
stick
click it.
and
Now
here,
turn
the
your
ocean.
yeah.
joy game
Yeah.
down.
Here in the
I always
yeah,
say
the
here, but I
ROV,
mean
yeah.
like
Yeah.
Canada.
At
Down,
home.
down,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And use that.
And I went to a restaurant
your
that had a
speed.
valet, and the guy couldn't. It was like a young kid, and he was like, I can't.
He was just like,
I
nope.
don't know how to do this.
Nope.
That way
Like,
you're
don't learn on
one
mine,
click
thanks.
away from.
In
Turn
Europe,
it
you
off.
have to. Well, I think I don't know everywhere, but I remember like my friends in Belgium were saying that they had to get different licenses to drive stick or to drive automatic.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And like most people just get it for stick if they get it at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is just like wow, a world where you don't even need a license to get
So,
around.
so if you have a license to drive stick, do you still need to get a license to drive
Come out
automatic?
and fly full ahead for a minute.
Which seems like
Yeah.
Oh, maybe
seems
you're
like it
all
should be
right.
the other way around because
Right,
like
right.
automatic's so easy.
Yeah. If you can do one, right?
Yeah. Do half the work and you're
Yeah.
golden.
Yeah.
You keep going down 10 meters a minute. Good. Yeah. I should have caught it a little sooner. I was la-di-da. Okay, that's good on the ahead. You're dragging Atalanta now. I just wanted to make sure our tether was tight, but headings are all still good. Okay, we're back to par. I'm gonna set it
No,
back.
I'm not. I still don't have a good vertical velocity.
You can use your Z bias.
No, I know what I'm saying is even if full down, I'm not getting any vertical velocity.
Really?
Nothing.
Let me sit there for a minute, see what's going on.
Amber, do you still have a bike?
Not currently. I did while my move down to LA. I did the motorcycle tests and all
Oh,
that
nice.
just to re-up it. But I'm a little, like you said, a little terrified of LA freeways on a
Yeah.
motorcycle. The last bike I had was like a 72 RD 250. Little,
Wow.
Like two-stroke.
Yeah.
It was super fun. A lot of maintenance on it, but it was fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you gotta pick it up again.
Yeah, definitely.
For those who are not aware, in California you can lane split on your motorcycle, which is
What does that mean?
you don't have to be in a lane. You can drive between cars.
Oh, that
Oh.
sounds like a
Yep.
terrifying idea.
Whoever thought this was
Yeah,
wise.
and when you take the motorcycle test, it has a whole section for that. And being
Yeah.
from Washington, we don't do that, and so
Yeah.
I had to learn all that. I was like, this is a little terrifying.
I think that's the rule and unofficially in a lot of parts of the world too.
Unofficial.
Yeah.
Certainly is in South America.
It starts as like a good idea. Like if traffic is so backed up, can you
Yeah.
like if everyone else is going 0?
Can you thread the needle?
Yeah, right. And I'm like, okay. If I'm at an intersection And I'm like, oh, maybe I'll just go up to the front. But
Yeah.
now it's become, oh, you're only
Everybody
going
does it.
70, but I can go 90. And I'm like, that's absurd to me.
But then
That
the
makes my
cars
hands
also
sweat.
just
Yeah, yeah.
make
Only
you
70 miles an hour? That's fast.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And, like, people will just take advantage of,
Oh,
I don't need to be in a lane. I'm going to weasel between these two cars
thank
going
you.
full speed. Yeah, it terrifies me.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, when there's a traffic jam, you're just like, ah, wish I was on a motorcycle
Yeah,
right now.
yeah.
But the rest of the time, no thank you.
Yeah, I don't do it. I
Yeah.
won't.
Too
I won't
scary
lane
for me.
split.
Only time I have is when I had, is it my Seika motorcycle, and it was air cooled.
Mm.
So if it was traffic, it would start to overheat, and so I
Yeah,
had to
yeah,
like
yeah.
just keep driving to make it not overheat, and then have to pull over and wait for it to cool down.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, no, that's too scary for me.
How long have you been riding for, Amber?
Funny story. I learned to ride a motorcycle before I learned to ride a bicycle.
Wow, quite the claim.
What?
Well, in my family, we didn't ride bikes because my sister had an accident, so it was like no bicycles. And so I learned motorcycles in my 20s, and then, yeah, bikes after that.
Okay, I was imagining like a child Amber on a motorcycle.
That'd be really cool.
Little motorcycle with training wheels or something.
Right.
Little leather jacket. Training wheels.
I'm glad I was offline for a second. I'm glad we're still talking about motorcycles.
There might be a note for your logs if you want to. We paused the transect there
Oh,
just for a minute to clear a giant squid out of our thrusters.
Yeah.
and it's resumed now?
We're dialing back into 10 meters a minute.
Okay. Thank you.
Little.
You saw on the video a bunch of debris in the water there. It literally clogged up one of the vertical thrusters. We weren't sure what was going on there for a minute.
Mm.
So there was, sorry, what was the reason for it?
Biofouling one of the thrusters.
Oh, okay.
is
Yeah.
what it was. I'm not sure what it was. I was exaggerating as usual about the giant squid.
It's quite a large one, though. Looked like.
Oh, you're ahead now. I need to speed up. I'm going the wrong way as usual. Dyslexic Dan. You're not on, you're muted.
I was wondering why a vehicle, all vertical velocity just stopped.
Yeah,
Yeah, it can't go on. Doesn't go very well on one thruster. If you have full power, it like barely goes. Definitely need 2 verts.
Would we see anything in the gauges that would indicate?
Toast would be dropping or main
Okay.
res, but they seem stable.
Good.
Are we still paused now?
Nope, we're
Okay.
going again.
Cool, cool.
We're at this. Danny's, I don't know what he's at. He's 8 meters a minute, creeping up on 10. You're gonna get the whole mess moving through the water column. Static speed again. So that'll, just when you think you're doing a boring 10 meter a minute transect, you have some High drama.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Some
definitely interesting.
of my worst drama moments have been right. I think it's safe to go back in the water. The last one was what we thought was a boring transect along the seabed wound up getting a rope wrapped around Atalanta.
Oh yeah. There's no way around those when it arches in the water like that. It's like you can't see it. You just
Oh.
plow right into it and then have to figure out why Atalanta stopped moving. Look,
And
there's
why its
another
heading
squid
won't,
trying to get us again.
why its heading won't change.
It's in a starboard cam.
What do you do in a scenario like that?
Punt. 3rd down and 10. In that scenario, if there's a really good rendition of it by Taylor Ann on the stuck to the wall in the data lab behind the printers. We had to, first we had to talk about it for a while. Well, first we had to figure out what was going on. That took the longest. And I think we realized that Atalanta was getting shallower, which like, we know that's not right. Because for a while, it went on for a while, we couldn't turn Atalanta's heading around. We thought we were having an issue with the thrusters. And we had to back the ship up. And I think we had to lower, no, we wound up coming up to get a little tension on the rope. We thought maybe if we just lift up, it would come off. And we had to, at the end of the day, we had to fly up to Atalanta and grab the rope and cut it loose.
And was it just a little guy or was it a hefty rope?
It was a significant rope. We pulled on it pretty hard.
It's big.
It was, I don't know, at least ½ inch maybe, 3/4.
There's another, I mean, we get caught occasionally, especially in areas where there's a lot of historical fishing activity, even if it's protected at the time. Like some places around the Channel Islands, it's like a minefield of fishing gear.
Yeah, we had something on our tether there, didn't we?
We had a tether one. We had one where it was stuck around Atalanta so bad that we actually we recovered Atalanta and cut it on deck. Remember that one?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, up in the northwestern islands, it is so bad up there.
Yeah.
From Japanese fishing and...
Yeah. Historical stuff and...
Got these lines running down the side of seamounts. And they're coming down vertically and you can just get tangled up in them without even knowing they're there.
We were doing a cable lay in the strait there, straight at Georgia. You know, we got wrapped up and with the OE, and we brought up a historical anchor.
Nice.
It wound up in Glenn's office. It cost him. He paid a lot of money for that anchor.
Yeah.
Downtime, but we couldn't get out, and we had it completely. It was probably wrapped around the vehicle like, you know, at least half a dozen times. We made it worse trying to free ourselves.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of frightening when you're the only ROV around. It's different when you have 2 ROVs on the boat. You get tangled up, you just get the other one to come cut you out. Or wait for a boat in the neighborhood with another vehicle to come rescue you. But I don't notice how many more animals you see going this slow.
Yeah.
versus when we're doing 30 meters a minute.
I think also we spend so much more time in this shallower level. We're still only at 550 meters right now. And judging by the surface, all the stuff that's there, I mean, it's like so much is going on in the first top 500 meters.
What's this? Muselbach calls this the twilight zone. They have some some word I can't pronounce. Starts with meso.
Mesopelagic, photic zone. Megan, do we know yet if we're doing it for 1,000 or for the full water depth?
No, I'll have to check in with how they're doing with the wire setup.
Okay. No rush. Still got plenty. We're only halfway there.
Indeed.
2,000.
Hey, Meg, when you have a moment, could you kind of talk us through what it is that we're hoping to collect with the transect?
So we, at all of our sites, we do vertical transects as time permits. And so the idea is having a long time series of these vertical transects. And it's really for the biological community to identify species that they see in the water columns and looking at, so what's there and how prevalent are they? And how is that potentially changing over time at these sites?
So it's purely a visual, there's not instrumentation collection.
Correct, yeah. Yeah, this is purely visual.
I was actually just talking to Fabio about this the other day.
Great.
Yeah, it was really cool actually. I didn't realize. So for the P1 project, which is the neutrinos, he said that he's actually working with those researchers also to look at this and look for any organisms that might be bioluminescent, because any of that like light that's reflecting is going to be picked up by the sensors for the P1. So they want to be able to identify those spikes as bioluminescent or actual neutrinos or things like that. So that's also part of the work that they're doing with this these vertical transects.
Yeah, that's just at the Cascadia site, where it's interesting, where we'll often do the top 1,000 meters for the kind of time series stuff, and then the bottom 1,000 meters for doing the bioluminescence.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, together we got all the details.
Yeah, that's really neat.
Yeah.
How do you get the bioluminescence? Do you have specialized cameras? Or?
The prototype moorings that we recovered those last year. They were like the moorings with the big glass spheres on them.
Yeah.
They have light detectors in them, basically. And the light detectors are there to be able to detect neutrinos. Mm-hmm. And they also detect little critters that are bioluminescing.
The same, they're picking up this, so it's obviously different wavelengths, but the detectors are still picking it up.
And yeah, and I think it can sort of complicate things for them a little bit. But
then we also have ultra low light cameras on the moorings.
Oh yeah.
Had some low light. We had a low light camera on the vehicle in Revilla-Higueto Islands. This would have been 2017. We got some really cool, really great footage. In order to see the bioluminescence, we had to turn off all the lights on all the vehicles, but then we were still using the low light to have, I think we had all but one light off, and then we were filming. That's where we have some, if you look online, there's some really good vampire squid footage that we had down there.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, and if it looks a little different from Zeus, it's because we were actually filming it from this this low light camera that was Brennan Phillips had brought out, and Johan, who's one of the navigators, is Brennan's student currently for PhD.
Very cool.
That's Jonathan's next baby, maybe baby.
Oh, another low light, that'd be cool.
A full spectrum camera. So
yeah, he's talking about blasting UV or something, or all sorts of wavelengths.
Yeah. Stuff we can't see.
Yeah.
The neutrino game is that's just crazy. That's super new though, right? Like, I mean, only very recently have we been able to use that in a quantifiable way. I see that in like geology now. They're taking core samples from buried rock and looking to see like minerals that have, the neutrinos have penetrated deep enough and they can age rock minerals off of that.
Really?
But yeah, everything has to be kept in, the core is, a giant steel tube, and then you open it up in a lab that also has to be in perfect darkness.
Really?
Yeah, it's very...
Well, there's an existing neutrino observatory in the Antarctic called IceCube, and so what's being proposed here is similar to that, but in the deep ocean. So these long strings with multiple sensors on them. Yeah, just kind of clustered in a way to be able to detect the neutrinos and kind of see where they're coming from. So kind of same, but through water.
Yeah. So let me guess, we have to deploy all that stuff with our lights off?
That's some new challenges. Well, the array itself looks challenging enough to deploy and maintain, just the proximity of these very tall. How tall are they?
1 kilometer.
1 kilometer tall, and they have to be pretty close together, yeah?
Yeah, the exact distance from mooring to mooring is still under review, but numbers that have been kicking around is like 50 meters.
Yeah, that's not a lot of...
no, not a lot of wiggle room.
Not a lot of literal.
You guys, do you guys consult with APL at all? The University of Washington's Applied Physics Laboratory?
In terms of the neutrino work, or in terms of the mooring
just,
work?
Yeah, some of the stuff that they do. They have a mooring. There's some specialists, mooring specialists.
Yeah, there's lots of collaboration for sure, and this whole P1 project is a huge collaboration of lots of universities, and it's growing.
Is that just the U.S. and Canada, or is that
No,
worldwide?
it's, well, a lot of institutions in Europe as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So doing the same kind of stuff with the...
Well, all these institutions are kind of working on this P1 collaboration to hopefully put the observatory in the deep ocean here. Not here, but on the Neptune network.
Right.
That's planned for next year, isn't it?
The first string is tentatively planned for deployment next year, yeah.
Cool.
Wasn't there a plan in the early days of the Neptune when they were doing the wire out of Oregon and the wire out of, where is it, Bamfield? To eventually hook the two West Coast ones together?
To do what, sorry, Dan?
To hook the two cabled observatories here on the West Coast together, the one, so basically to hook Axial and Endeavour together.
Oh, I have no idea if that was part of the discussions in the early days. That'd be a trick, yeah.
It was in the early days, yeah. It's not something that's, I think maybe it was.
For these higher transects then, so since it's just footage, that means someone's going through and watching this and counting. Fabio hands this to some poor grad student.
Well,
fortunate grad student.
Yeah, some of that, but Fabio and our other biological staff scientist, Paulo, are working with some students and starting to use a lot more machine learning. So letting the computers do the watching of the video. Fabio, if you're in the lounge, you can you can comment. Feel free.
You know, it's absolutely amazing. Two of the deepwater coral specialists that we get the pleasure of working with, well, Steve and Megan, they're like walking encyclopedias, both of them, for like any animal we see. But before they started coming offshore, they spent hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands of hours watching every bit of ROV footage they could get and categorizing the animals. That's how they started their...
Hey, Megan.
Yeah.
So we had two students this spring annotating some videos from the past years, and we got in 8,000 annotations from these animals, and now we have Paul and I were working on training the models, like you said, like the machine learning models, and so we're hoping to now apply to the entire time series that we have since 2015, and to have a nice study during this period. You probably remember that we had a few marine heat waves that passed through this region. So
we're not having one right now, but
no. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, that's ongoing, but a lot of work still.
What I found interesting too, Fabio, is the protocol used to always be to do these transects with the lasers on, but now we've changed the protocol.
Yeah. So that's something that Avery Hansen, our student, when she was trying to play with the models, the lasers kind of mess up the imagery. And when we have like lots of animals in the field of view, which is not the case here, but when we have a lot of myctophids, for example, the lasers just affect how the computer automatically identifies the fish.
Double tap your auto heading, Jake.
Computers are not that smart yet.
I mean, it's a super complex task, though. I get it.
Well, how many thousands of images do you have to have for one animal for the model to be able to classify it?
A few thousand images. Yeah.
And that's all done by
Yeah.
eyeballs.
Yes.
Eyeballs in
Yeah, we
experts'
always
heads.
have. Yeah.
So it's like a supervised classification.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you have, like, for example, Mbari has like 25 or more years of their program there doing their pelagic visual
water.
surveys,
Yeah.
we could use. It depends on how high you want to go into the taxonomy.
Yeah.
They're like, let's say I want a specific group of jellyfish that they already have a pretty good model for, so we could apply their model. So that's something that they are. Well, they're using imagery from all other sites. They have a program called FedomNet that we are contributing to. So we use our images as well, annotated images, to help improve their models. And yeah, that we have contributed in the past, in recent past.
It's pretty
hope
cool.
to,
Anyone can submit annotations. I helped a friend who had taken some surveys, scuba diving, doing some scuba diving surveys, and we annotated them and then submitted it to FathomNet.
Oh, wow.
And it was, so anyone can do it, and they're collecting, they give you like straightforward instructions on how to do it.
That's right, yeah. It's a very collaborative project.
So how far away are we from having that real time where we can have the model running now and get real time annotation? Is that years or decades away?
Well, I think Mbari already has one. When they're diving with their ROV, they already have this layer that they turn on and off. They can, on real time, see the annotations. But well, maybe a couple of years from that, and we are actually thinking about integrating that with CTube.
What's CTube?
CTube is our annotation interface that we are when we're logging, and we also archive all the videos on Ocean. We call it Oceans 3.0, and CTube is the tool for handling all the videos that we collect.
So is that something you could apply to the networked cameras on the seabed?
As well, exactly. So yeah, you can, when you go on CTube or Oceans 3.0, you can toggle in between two versions of CTube. So there's one that's dedicated to the fixed cameras that we have on the seafloor. I'm now working on preparing the next dive. We're gonna be deploying Tempo Mini as a camera on the seafloor at the main endeavor field, and all the videos since probably 2010 that had been recorded from that camera, the users can see all that footage using CTube as well.
So Randy and I just pointed at the screen at the same time.
Yeah, because
there's a big squid in it?
Yeah, the squid in the starboard cam again.
It looked really big because it was close to the camera.
Yeah. And that's like exactly where it was the last time.
I don't know if you caught that, Fabio, but we had some biofouling at the vertical thrusters, and we had to pause the transit to clear the thrusters.
I saw that. What was that? A big squid?
We think it was a big squid. It's hard to say without but we just saw another one go by in one of the aft-looking cameras, and it caused Rennie and I to both jump to the edge of our seats.
Same time.
PTSD.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're we used to, I remember years ago when we were putting the infrastructure for this network in, the Humboldt squid would, the big red Humboldt squid were just like swarming. But I haven't seen them in recent years when we've been up here. That one looked red though, didn't he?
Yeah, the one that we interacted with may have been that. I don't know.
So looks like we're in good shape on the back deck. So we'll do the transect to 1,000 meters and then boogie.
Raja.
Okay, sounds good.
I might go, are they ready to check that thing over, and I'm just going to go eyeball what they've cooked up for us.
There's not much to chuck over other than a clump weight and hook.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, did you see the image of the bale in the dive plan? It's one of those ones that's like the ROV deploy.
Yeah, but we've done
sunken.
some ROV mods to it. Applied some tape and just small mods just to make it easier for us to deal with.
I just mean the platform itself, yeah.
Oh yeah,
it's got like one of those two plug
yeah
hook, the recessed kind of hook.
Yeah, Dirk had an image of it on his
Yeah.
phone. Same one that's on the top of the tool basket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're using one of those sea catch hooks, which I don't really like them.
What do you like better, the pink hook?
No, I don't like the pink hooks either.
I haven't heard a lot of good feedback on the pink hook.
It's so wide.
Give me a Crosby ROV hook any day.
Yeah.
Crosby ROV handle, Crosby ROV shackle. I'm a Crosby.
If you want to head down there, we can maintain up here.
Yeah.
You good? Yeah.
What?
If Dan's going to go down, check the rigging out, and we'll...
You got this.
I get a kickback from Crosby, by the way, so.
Yeah, Dan, I'll switch out with you.
I was wondering that.
Oh, Danny's here. I didn't know that.
Ooh.
We got another packed interaction day. Is this second or third one behind us?
It's a hot ticket.
Yeah.
How many have you done so far, Brandon?
Oh, geez, 15, 20 probably. Got 2 more today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Has it been mostly little kids or?
I would say mostly like middle school kids, but I think now with school out and like summer camp starting up, it's kind of going to be a little bit more of a mix.
And how do people sign up for these interactions?
Yeah, right. There's the plug. Yeah. So nautiluslive.org if you want to have your community group or classroom or club or anything like that, there's a Google form to request an interaction with the Science Communication Fellows here on ship. And you can schedule a little call with us, get a little tour around the ship and see what we're up to.
And sometimes the Science Communication Fellows recruit other people on the ship to join
sometimes
too.
Forcefully, yeah.
Ain't that the truth? Actually, I enjoyed doing it.
Yeah, it is really nice to talk to the kids and the groups back on shore.
They all have such bright questions, right? Like it's not, no two interactions are the same. Yeah, you get like a couple overlap questions, but I'm consistently blown away with how smart some of the questions can be.
Have you done one yet, Megan?
What was that? Sorry.
I haven't either.
My mic's not working. I did one last year with Lauren, and I promised Yuko I would do one, but I haven't done one yet.
Sorry, I didn't know that was a loaded question.
Thanks, Steph.
I think Amber's up next. I think she got tagged today.
I know. I was going to be at 10, but we moved our lunch up, so I'm due for one.
Yeah, she was 2 bites into breakfast when she got cornered. So, how much do you care about the success of the next generation?
Oh, is that the trick? You block people from the food line.
Yeah. Well, I have you here.
Agree to anything if we can have our breakfast. No, actually, it sounds lovely.
By far, the most impressed I've been was Jeb so far.
I know, right? Look at that.
That's cool.
Atalanta cam?
Atalanta, that kind of like sinusoidal.
Oh, yeah. That man is pure Hollywood.
Yeah, he is.
When he get asked, like a question comes in and he'll have an answer, succinct, detailed, 30 seconds, smile, next question.
Who's that?
Jeb.
Jeb.
Oh, wow.
AKA, this cruise is MacGyver.
That's right.
Yeah. Just heard all about that.
Yeah.
About Jeb's MacGyvering?
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Pretty awesome.
You keep saying that word. I don't know what you mean.
So MacGyver was his television series in the late 80s, early 90s. And MacGyver could fix or rig anything with very few materials at his disposal.
I remember Mythbusters had a MacGyver episode.
Did they?
Yeah. They tried to do some of the things that he had done.
Did they bust them or what?
It was like mixed. Some of them worked, some of them didn't.
How many packs of gum did they go through?
I mean, what was the premise? Was he just always in a pinch?
Well, stuff.
Could never go to the store? Like.
Yeah, was he never like at home or near a, like, I don't know, hardware store or something?
No. He had started a clandestine
Cinema Cam?
group in the U.S. government.
No, it's different.
And they would go around into sticky situations where the world would have been in peril if it hadn't been for MacGyver.
We can go to Dive Special if you like.
Troubleshooting and like diffusing bombs with chewing gum.
Yeah, Mission Impossible, but with no budget. Ethan Hunt has $19 to save the planet.
MacGyver did it every week.
Wow. You just,
in a great brown leather jacket.
At least he had gum every time.
It's a lot of gum, a lot of paper clips.
What's our gum supply on board?
Well, after Jeb's MacGyvering, we'll have to do an inventory.
Check the piggy for gum.
Yeah.
That's a brand new phrase for the world.
Check the piggy for gum.
If you know, you know.
And now you know.
When you're short an O-ring, just chew up some gum.
I wonder if the, the flavor of gum matters when you're substituting for an O-ring.
Yeah.
Like if you had spearmint or like
Never spearmint.
Yeah.
fruity, never spearmint.
Never. Just steer clear of cinnamon.
I feel like it needs to be
cinnamon's my
more
favorite.
like Nautilus-themed materials, like tea bags or ginger chews, like the things
Oh,
that
yeah,
you have
the
in
ginger
wild
chews. Yeah.
excess, you know.
Popcorn.
Yeah, you open up one of these old mugs and there's just electronics inside.
How about like Nautilus-themed beanies or sweatshirts?
Yeah. I think for the, we were talking about, because we're in the tropics, what the next thing may be, and they were looking at sun shirts, which would be cool, like those sun hoodies.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know, we'll see.
I still think there should be Snuggies for in this van.
Oh, yeah. Sun
I agree.
snuggies.
The temperature really changes though. It's like
Yeah, it's not bad right now. I actually took 2 of my 5 layers off.
Actually, sun
that's how
hoodie
you
would
know
be
it's
the way to
warm.
go.
Speaking of tropical.
I'd pay
Yeah,
money
like-
for that.
Midnight to like 5 a.m., 4 a.m. It's pretty cold in here.
Is that done on purpose? Because that's when people's circadian rhythms are making them want to nod off?
It wasn't that bad last night, but I feel like when
No, I
we
think
started the
it's-
cruise, it
it's
was
just outside gets colder,
yeah.
and then it gets colder in here.
Mm.
But the temperature's been pretty consistent. Somebody that sits in this chair sometimes likes to turn it down. Won't name names.
It's
Right.
infinitely better than when we started. I don't
Yeah.
know who it was, but someone got up on the first shift and was like,
I think that was Dan.
I'm just going to say it. Like, this is not acceptable, right?
Oh, that was me.
Yeah.
Was
Thank
it?
you.
But it was
Oh,
like
jeez.
54 degrees in here.
It was set for the tropics.
I think it's because we were, did we like not quite launch or something happened? And I was like, I have to, just everyone, it's too cold.
Not
We're all
always.
thinking it.
Sorry
Someone
we
needs to step
delayed the
up.
launch,
Yeah.
but the van was too cold.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Depth is at 900, so 100 more meters left of the
Nice.
transect.
Someone's asking online if we have cruise mission and patches, which, yeah, I mean, those are my favorite things for sure. Getting the stickers and the patches for each expedition season is kind of like a cool.
I don't know. I keep hearing about these patches, and so far I have 0.
Oh.
Yeah, patch.
Yeah.
This year's patch has not been made, so you're not.
Well,
So you're not behind
it's-
this
but it's
year.
not my
at least.
first year.
Yeah, yeah.
We should make
we need retroactive patches.
Yeah.
patches made of Flex Seal. That'd be a good MacGyver tool. A Nautilus patch.
3D print some
Oh,
patches.
Put it on the main bottle.
Well, I mean, the beauty of MacGyver is it was before, he didn't have a smartphone. He couldn't look anything up. He didn't have a 3D printer. He just had to roll with it.
Just had his gum.
There was something that was online that was like basically just ruining all the plots of Seinfeld if everyone had cell phones. So much of it is just like miscommunications or like
Oh, yeah.
mistiming.
Well, Seinfeld didn't really have a plot.
Yeah,
It was a show about nothing,
yeah.
and it was written in situ.
But now it's like half of those wouldn't be issues. Or like having cash.
I honestly, we used to do stuff and meet up with people and go places. And I have no idea how we pulled it off.
Yeah.
You just had to show up.
Yeah, you had to show, I think
just had to
you
show
had to
up
be a
and
bit
have
more
good directions.
organized.
You just left the house and
Mm.
no one knew until you got
I
there.
did,
Oh,
I
you
did
did?
have
I don't know.
shoe boxes full of maps.
Yeah, like group projects in college was just like,
Oh,
what, you
yeah.
just are
What
all
a
going to show up
nightmare.
at the library at the time you arranged? That's crazy.
What? But and you knew where, how to get to people's houses?
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
You memorize
by-
phone numbers.
You printed
remember
out
that.
6 pages of MapQuest directions. And
I
prayed you
remember,
didn't go
yeah.
off.
when I was growing up, it was like, oh, where everyone at? Oh, just look for the bikes in the yard.
Just like show up at somebody's house and knock on the door.
Yeah, that was like a common
Do you
thing.
wanna
Like,
play?
hey, you want to play?
Yeah.
We were talking about
come outside?
motorcycles earlier, and before, I remember when I first started riding, like now I just have a little Bluetooth thing in my ear to tell me where to, somebody tells me where to go. But back then I would like look at the directions and just like have them memorize, like right turn on this, and like, cause you didn't have any visual indicator or anything. But
Yeah. Yeah, road is closed, you just like panic. Right?
yeah.
Yeah, that was the tricky thing about being on a motorcycle. Because
Yeah.
how do you do your directions?
And now I don't even have the map up. I just have like the Bluetooth in.
Bluetooth, yeah.
Just like, and if I miss a turn, they'll figure it out. Tell me where to go next. It's kind of liberating.
Yeah, so I would have like a tank pack that had like the clear front.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then I'd stick my like
The-
map
yeah,
quest directions
totally.
in there.
And now with the phones, though, they overheat in there, so I don't really do it. I tried, and then they're like, oh, we'll keep it waterproof with like neoprene, but then that keeps the heat in, so your phone dies. One day.
Good way to test the UPSs.
Yeah, the UPS test. Man, that was so funny. One year we just were hearing this phantom beep for so long, and I would be running around the van trying to figure it out, and I'm like trying to locate it. And there was a UPS that was like right down there, and it was for the display monitors. And I just like didn't know or anything. And like this beep just coming from, it was omnipresent. It was following me around the ship. Like, where's the beep? You know, we haven't done the blue lighting in a while.
Let's do
I
it.
didn't know there was different mood.
Oh yeah,
mood
this
lighting.
is
What?
blue. Yeah.
Can we do purple?
You want to do blue?
Let's try it.
Yeah, let's do blue.
Amber, do you know how to turn?
Yeah, I got
Do
you.
you know how to turn the blue on?
In the van?
Just for this thing. We got Sith lighting on right now.
Change the ambiance.
Yeah, we need some
Does
Jedi.
it change both of them?
Jedi like lighting.
There we
Whoa.
go. This is now we're in deep sea.
Blue
It's like
water.
we're there.
Yeah, this is what.
This has
Yeah,
gotta be
once
the
we get
blue
to the
water.
bottom, this is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that's right. This is blue water,
This is blue water.
and then when you get to the bottom, it's serious
Serious.
submarine
Yeah.
mode. We got switch back to red.
I kind of like this.
Purple.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you can do a bunch of different ones. I think the presets right now we have are red and blue. Thanks, Amber.
Yeah.
Thanks, Amber.
Yeah, blue water.
like the
This
blue.
is fun.
Yeah,
This is awesome.
it's a little more soothing.
We're underwater.
See, it's like going to be in a whole new van.
It's an,
Clearly
it's an
all
immersive
stressed out.
experience.
Changes everything.
Oh yeah, you guys
Talking
have one
about.
back there too.
Yeah, yeah,
Ah,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, we got things back here too, Rennie.
yeah.
Yeah, like that weird hook thing up in the ceiling.
Oh yeah.
What is that?
I don't know. First time I've noticed it.
Probably to hang a microphone.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Is it camera mount, Amber?
It could be either a camera mount or for a microphone,
Yeah.
or possibly a light. It's kind of a baby pin design, so it's good for those Kino lights that are hanging up.
Maybe it was there just as a conversation starter.
Yeah, that's it. It's just, huh,
Got
Kinda
so
makes-
much time when we're
makes
doing
you think.
mid-water transit.
Yeah.
It's a different
This is
vibe
good
in
for
here
the
now.
blue, and the blue is good.
Yeah.
We're in.
Now, if only we could change the color of the background on the.
Oh yeah. You probably. I think that. I wonder if you could actually. I don't know what kind of lights there are.
We should plumb Herc's alarms into the light setting.
Yeah. Yeah. So then it just like flashes red, and you're like, oh, gauges.
What's going on?
Yeah. There's haptics. Like, if there's a ground fault, then the winch
Yeah.
just shocks you. But sometimes that just happens anyway.
Or Star Trek sounds.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
That was actually so funny.
That was really good.
Can't believe it.
It's subtle too. It's not
Yeah,
like
no,
it's
it's
not
not.
like a voice box or
Yeah.
anything. Yeah.
At least it's not like a siren underneath in the center console. That's what they had on Lukai in the beginning.
Ugh.
We'd have a phantom alarm and it would be like,
Yeah. There's nothing worse than an alarm you can't turn off. We had that rigged up so that for the moon pool being down, and then there's like a pressure alarm and stuff. And when we first were setting it up, we didn't realize it, but it was set to like beep, you know, an audio alarm, but on the bridge, but they can't turn it off unless they go down to the gym to like reset it. So I very quickly was like, worked with the ETO to shut that off. Doesn't seem like what you want. Plus, it's a very low stakes situation if we lose tire pressure in the moon pool deploy. Oh, almost there. Herc depth 993.
good. That means now we can go to our phantom speed.
Yeah.
Rennie, there's a good callback here in the chat asking how you feel confident biking around after 2 flats in Death Valley.
Wow.
Someone's really been
thankfully
good
the 2 flats were in a truck and not on a motorcycle.
Right.
That would have been not ideal. Yeah, that's funny.
I think we need some better bearings for our fidget spinners. These bearings don't seem very good.
Okay, we're at 1,000 meters depth for Hercules. Do we want to record that and then we scream down?
Boogie.
Cool. Got it. Thanks.
Cool.
Okay, ready? Launching speed.
How fast is the scream?
We're going to find out. Dial in how fast Herc can go, and then we match the winch, although there is a threshold with how fast we should go down with the winch.
Breaking the law, breaking the law.
Yeah. There's a bit of law breaking. Happens occasionally. It's not visually stunning. It's still pretty, like, you could walk down.
Yeah, I was watching the winch out there when we were going down at 10 meters a minute, and it's moving like...
Yeah.
Is it moving at about 10 meters per minute?
Yeah, but to visualize 10 meters a minute.
Not quite.
Visualizing 10 meters a minute and looking at 10 meters a minute is completely different.
Like watching grass grow?
I still think that
Pretty close.
the slip ring is one of the coolest pieces on the ship.
The fiber optic slip ring?
Yeah, fiber, power. Just the fact that you can turn a winch around and we can have, you know, everything not move on the ship. Like everything, like you're not just like turning a wire up, you're sending power and fiber.
Power is pretty easy to do. Fiber optics are a little more complicated.
It's circles, isn't it?
Well, it's a ring.
Yeah,
and
ring.
Then it shoots the laser into the ring, and then then there's an optical end on the other side that receives it.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's submerged in oil, and the oil is a very special optical fluid.
All right, what are we making? 30?
31.
Nice. So now we've got 40 minutes to bottom.
Just in time for turnover.
Yeah, it's. I've been hitting them. I'm like the blue water.
Oh yeah.
If you want blue water watch, just follow me around.
We've had bad luck this.
It's okay. We've had blue water twice this ship.
Is it bad luck or is it good luck?
Yeah, it's great. Great social. I'm glad to get to know my team.
Yeah.
Wouldn't mind seeing the ocean floor once while I'm out here.
Yeah, but we have blue lights now. Come on.
Have you only been on the blue water part, Brandon?
I have seen cables.
That's a good
And
stuff.
then I did get one vent day.
Yeah, we did the mapping
Yeah,
section. That was really cool.
Yeah.
Weren't you on shift when we got to bottom at high rise?
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was like the most glamour shots of all the glamour shots?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was riding
my ears are closed to your blue water complaining now.
Yeah, that one was, and it was only made sweeter after watching cable lay for.
What anticipation.
Yeah.
My ears are closed to your blue water is also a phrase that is new to humanity.
Yeah, Dirk
What
was
were you
having none of
doing,
our
Dan?
complaining about watching cable laying. He was like, "This is the good stuff, right, guys?"
Yeah.
Like, oh man.
Yeah, the mechanical engineer
Yeah.
through and through.
You guys see the tension on that thing?
I wish
Move
we
out
would
of
have
the way.
seen more tension on the thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, towards the end for sure.
Yeah, we were totaling that up. Just, well, exactly what we needed.
Dan broke his own rule. He put UTC's time in the...
Jokes
I don't know why you
aside,
guys
though,
do
that was
local.
actually like
I don't know why...
a fun
I'm not
sequence of
getting
events.
involved in
Obviously,
that
like
conversation.
a stressful one, but following the cable, finding where it was non-optimal, doing the math to see by how much. Like we were truly problem solving in real time.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So it was neat to just do the math and see what tools we had. And Rennie pulled up the 100-meter intervals, and we were able to see where we were short and where it straightened out. It was pretty neat.
I thought you were going to say this calculator to do very simple addition on. I just couldn't.
100
Yes.
plus 100.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, my professional opinion,
Yeah.
I think we're at 200.
I might be speaking out of line here.
Based on all of my sensors.
Yep. Good
job. I'm just kidding.
$23.57. Yep.
So although earlier I did say we weren't doing any cable operations, we do have one thing to do before we can hook on to this platform. And that is the sensor was just taken off the platform and pushed into the sediment right in front of it. We have to put it back on the platform and bungee it down. And did I mention that there's a lot of sediment here?
How deep is it in the sediment?
We'll find out.
Not very. Well, in September, not very. Like that deep.
Check this out.
10 centimeters maybe. The platform was deployed via acoustic release, and so when it landed, the platform itself sunk a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Cool.
I might just move the ship a little bit closer to just reduce the time that we're doing that on the bottom. But we just want to, they could be anywhere in this vicinity because we haven't been here yet.
Yep.
Bridge nav. Can we step 15 meters bearing 135? Thank you.
question online as to our sleeping arrangements while on cruise. I would argue that the room situation changes the number of times you're on the boat, because I would say as I get more and more excited about being part of the Nautilus team, my room gets worse and worse over the years.
Oh, mine's been getting better.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I think now they have me hooked.
Yeah, have you seen Megan's bathroom?
Megan's got turn down service.
Yeah, but you have
Little
great
chocolates
roommates.
on the pillow.
I do have great roommates. Yeah.
Wait, you have roommates? Oh,
What?
jeez.
Yeah, us down in stowage.
Yeah. Let them eat cake.
It's called stewage.
Stewage. Are you on the very bottom,
Oh yeah.
Brandon? Yeah. What's
My
it
bunk
down
is like
there?
directly beneath where Hercules lands
Yeah,
on
oh, yeah.
recovery.
Oh.
It's. I know when you
I
guys
know
are
when
working.
we're on deck. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
It's really that loud?
Yeah.
Oh.
Every hammer that gets dropped is.
I know when they're testing hydraulics.
At least there hasn't been any needle gunning recently.
That's nice.
Hopefully they got that out of the system over the winter over in Honolulu.
Yeah.
That's just I mean, you could record that and sell it as white noise.
Yeah.
Maybe in a
Soothing.
torture chamber.
Soothing.
Stephanie, are you mid? Or are you downstairs with the plebes?
I'm on the upper deck, I guess.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It
Right.
rides really well down in Aft Science. That's where I live
The
all
plebes.
the time.
Yeah.
Back row is
It's
pretty
nice down
fancy, Brandon.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have anything to compare it to, but we'll see if when I come back, what room I get.
Well, that was the first one I got.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah, I guess you have two. You can either go her direction or deep down.
oh, there's
the
a
depths.
cool.
Should I take it
Cool
personally
jelly?
if I'm down?
Yeah, right. It might just be like a subtle evaluation process, and it just hasn't registered.
Take the hint, Brandon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, speed up, speed up.
Well, it could be the other way. Like, let's put Megan way up forward where she can't get into any trouble.
Yeah.
Needs supervision.
Myriad reasons for why we're placed where we are.
Yeah.
It's been really nice just being on station for a few days. I don't know about you guys, but I've been sleeping a lot better.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do usually at least one like month-long mapping cruise per season. That gets a little monotonous with the engine noise and the moving around and all that.
When you're like spending half your sleep levitating.
Yeah.
So not sleeping. Are we doing that on this cruise?
What?
Mapping?
We always have mapping as a contingency if weather's not great to dive, but I don't want to make a prediction, but looks like we're in good shape to not map.
Yeah, I was looking at the weather. It seems like if we finish up here in the next few days and start to move more inward.
That's the plan,
the
is
better
to
weather
keep
isn't
going
there,
around the loop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Finish at Berkeley.
Yeah.
Cool. I was warned that before I came on that mapping days can be tough.
Only
on the stomach.
Only when you turn.
From what I've seen, everyone's doing pretty well in terms of adjusting, though, right? I felt like Jamie and Yuko were down for a couple days, but moods are much better as we've all acclimated.
It was a rough start. someone was telling us that they were streaming the footage of like the bow or the back of the boat. I can't remember at our office at ONC, and they were saying that people were